Good afternoon, guys. I am back fourth time today to show you what else you can put in your freezer so that you are ready for when life gets crazy, or in our case when we go away in the caravan and I don't want to cook all the time. I will be still coming to you live to show you how I use it and things like that, because I will have to feed the family, there's no doubt about that. But it's lovely to know though you've got backup, so when you don't feel like cooking you can just throw something in the oven or in the Thermomix and know it's going to go for you. So, vegetarian sausage rolls. You would never guess that these had no meat in them. They are amazing. Now, I am shortcutting it. Those of you who've seen me do this in the past, you've seen me make my own puff pastry. I normally make gluten-free puff pastry. I just had some in the deep freezer that's been there for a very long time, so you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you how to also wrap them and store them so that they can be frozen in their like circle form, ready for when you need them. So come along for the ride and watch me do this. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Keegan. I'm a consultant, team leader for Thermomix in Australia, and a mum of 4 growing boys who like to eat lots of food. So, and generally speaking, we are dairy-free, gluten-free, but it's kind of the 80-20 rule. We try most of the time to be gluten-free. A little bit here and there sneaks in. So in today's case, you'll see the puff pastry is standard puff pastry. But yes, predominantly you will see us cooking gluten-free and dairy-free. All right, let's get started. So, do say hi, by the way. Never be shy to say hi. Preheat an oven, line a baking tray. As I said, I'm making these for the freezer, so I don't need to do that. Okay, and I'm also going to double it, all right, which means there'll be a few extensions of things that I'll have to do a little bit longer, but you'll see what I mean. All right, so there's 1 brown onion. I am out of brown onions. I've got 1 left. I'm saving that for something else, so I'm going to use purple. It doesn't really matter. How cool is that we can just swap it in? Insert the lid. I'm going to chop this down. Love chopping onions in the Thermomix. No more tears when you got onions in the Thermomix, unless you now go look in the bowl, or unless you're doing your Facebook Live in a closed pantry, and then sometimes you still get the tears. But generally speaking, it's amazing because no chopping on a chopping board. How cool is that? Alright, let's click on next. By the way, these are perfect to just have in the freezer and then just chuck them in the oven when you need them. Like, they're just amazing. And you put them in there from frozen and they're just beautiful. Okay, 1 tablespoon oregano. I'm just guesstimating. I'm using my hand to kind of go, yeah, that looks like 1 tablespoon. Of course, I'm doubling it. You know what I'm going to do? I want to save my oregano in case I need it for later. I hate using it all up just in case. I'm going to use some mixed herbs instead for the second lot. Okay, it's always that way that, you know, needs a vital 1 teaspoon and you don't have it left. So 100 grams of walnuts, obviously not nut free, and I've never tried to use sunflower seeds, although I reckon you probably could. And I need to do 200 because I'm doing a double batch. I'm doing a double batch as well, guys, because I've got so much puff pastry to use. Like, if I thought about it, it's probably over 12 months old, so I'm just going to use as much of it as I can, really. Rolled oats, 90 grams. Oh, I might need to go get some more out of the cupboard. Hang on a second. Okay, let's go a little bit more. There we go, 180. Okay, next, on with the lid again. Where did I put that? Up the back. Just going to chop that all together. And then I think we've got 3 ingredients. There's 3 ingredients remaining. Scrape down the sides. 3 eggs. So I'm doing 6 eggs, obviously. It's looking well combined. I don't think I need to extend any times yet. A lot of times you'll have to extend just chopping time and things, but I'll have a look at it in a moment. Okay, 150 grams of feta cheese cut into pieces. I need 300 grams. I accidentally bought crumbly the other day and I don't particularly like it, so this is perfect that I can use it in this dish. We quite like the, gosh, I think it's the Danish, the softer one. What's your preference? When you're buying feta, I'd love to know in the chat, or maybe when you're making your feta. I know some of you guys have watched my videos making feta. What's your preference? Is it the crumbly traditional Greek style feta, or is it the more softer Danish stuff? I'd love to know. Okay. Oh, there's a fly. Okay. So there's 1 packet. Oh, got 180 in that one. And then this is the style we actually quite like better. So So I don't have to break it down too small, although that's probably a little too big. A little bit more. There we go, 300, spot on. Okay, 1 tablespoon of tamari or soy sauce if you don't have tamari. Just wipe my fingers. Just going to guesstimate, okay? You won't need veggie stock in this because this is your, whoa, I spilled it. This is the saltiness to it. So you've got that feta that's quite salty and the soy sauce of the tamari that's quite salty. Some more breadcrumbs. I normally add more walnuts, but not walnuts, sorry, more rolled oats. But I won't today. I'll just see how they go, the texture goes. Forgot about that part. Okay, on with the lid. Okay, 20 seconds speed 5, I think it is. Check that it's going to hold its shape enough because I didn't put the breadcrumbs in because I don't have breadcrumbs. Let's have a look. See in here? Looks a bit like porridge. I think that will still be okay, even though it's a little bit runnier. What I might do, I might actually put in some, what have I got? I'm just looking for something that will add a bit more substance. Here we go, some gluten-free flour will actually work a treat. So there you go, guys. If you don't have breadcrumbs, as I said before, you could be putting rolled oats in, and that's enough to add extra thickening to it. I'm just going to add breadcrumbs. Not breadcrumbs, gluten-free flour. Now, normally I put 100 in, but I just want to see what the texture's like at 50 because I don't want it to be too gloggy. Let's give it that now the mix through. Let's have a look at that texture. There you go, it sounded done, didn't it? Sorry guys, camera's not right. So let's give it a scrape down and have a look. Yeah, that's better. So what it's turned into is it's more like it's not like a biscuit mix, it's only like a cake mix, banana bread or something. That's what we want. So let's move this out the way. Just give you guys full view here. So here is my trusty packaged stuff. What's it called? You guys know what it's called. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this down the center. So I'm cutting the blue lining as well. So I'm cutting both the pastry and the blue lining. I want to keep that blue lining because that is going to make it really easy to freeze. So now I just get out my mix, push this down here. We're going to run it along the center. Now you don't want too much because otherwise you won't be able to roll it up, because we're aiming for kind of thin bite-sized ones, particularly from my house, for the kids to be able to fit in their mouth. So just pull that together, make sure it's fairly even. You don't want one big full end and one little end. And now what we do is we fold over the top. Now pull back the bottom a little bit, because can you see how we've got the layer of blue? We don't want to cook that on later. So we just pull that back just a wee bit, just back to say there. And now what we do is we bring our top layer over, like so, and then close it over. And now we can put that in the freezer, freeze it ready to go, and then take it out and actually literally cook it, and we're good to go. How cool is that? So I will just continue on making a whole ton of these. I may well let the kids have one for afternoon tea, because I know that they'll be in soon expecting something, and they still don't know we're doing something, so that's cool. Still manage, we'll see how long we can keep it a surprise. So just spread this down, show you this last one. This one doesn't have the blue thing on it, the outer blue, so it doesn't matter, but I do have a crack in it, so I'm just going to use that one over. Just don't get too zealous and fill them too much, otherwise you can't do the crossover at the top. Take the top blue off, and I find lifting the side to it is easier. To do the lift up and bring it across kind of contains it better than rolling it in. So there you go, guys. that is how you store them in the freezer. Just unwrap the blue, put them in your 200 degree oven for, I think it's 12 to 15 minutes. Let me just double check that. Now, 20 minutes, there you go, 20 minutes until crisp. How cool is that? If you want to be fancy, egg wash, some sesame seeds, you're good to go. We don't do fancy here, we do practical. So that is how easy it is to make amazing, what are they called? Vegetarian sausage rolls. And I bet you if you don't tell anyone, they will not know they're vegetarian. I tricked my husband for many of a months over this recipe. So give that a go, and when you do, share it. I'd love to see it. And also, tell us in the chat box, have you made this? And what did you think? I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what you're making. And I hope you found this filling the freezer day a little, helpful for you. I hope you can see that it's really quick and simple to be able to make amazing food to fill your freezer, so that when life gets crazy or maybe you want to escape, then you can literally use what you've got without too much effort. So guys, that's it from me today. I'm going to finish doing these. The recipe calls for normally you'd use 3 sheets. So I'll be using, I think, 6 sheets if I've got enough here, to make the full batch and freeze them. And then next week I'll show you how to use them. Anyway guys, take care, have a fantastic afternoon, feed your friends and family with your Thermomix, and when they're ready to see a demo, let me know. I'd love to do a demo for you, whether in person or whether it's online, to help you get more out of your Thermomix. Get you the $99 bowl set if they happen to be ready to buy. And that, by the way, that's for TM31, TM5 or TM6. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a TM6 model. This could be the 31, the 5 as well. And I had a 31 and I had a 5. I loved my other model Thermomixes. So yes, if I can help you, do reach out. And if you want to chat Thermomixes or recipes or anything like that, by all means, I'm always happy for a chat. So have a fantastic rest of your Saturday, and I'm sure I'll see you again soon. Bye for now, guys.